During this reading, you will experience anxiety, paranoia, and you will feel like you are the one living it while listening to Horror City. This is part 2 about a man who worked in an insane asylum. The Mumbler. Back in 1973, political correctness was non-existent, so we had names for all of our patients. There was one we called the Mumbler, because he used to mumble as he walked. He was harmless, but some of the things he would say were most fucked up things you've ever heard. The way he stood, Vincent, it was downright creepy. He had his hand pulled in, like a picture of someone being paranoid, wiring his hand constantly, and it was pulled off of his face as he mumbled. He'd walk the halls aimlessly and mumble. The nurses and doctors used to tell us if any of the crazy people made conversations to play along, act like we were right. They were with them in the struggle. When they heard voices, we heard them too. I used to play along sometimes, but I don't work with the true crazy people much. And when the Mumbler joined the cooking classes, he was pretty well useless. He stood there and just mumbled. One day, I tried to see if he would join. I walked up to him and realized right away he had soiled his diaper. He smelled absolutely awful. Now, don't get me wrong. I care for these people. That's why I was here. I called the nurse out loud and she shit herself. Most of the time, these crazies know they are crazy and don't care. When you say stuff like that, are more than likely are totally oblivious altogether. This guy screamed so loud it was ear-piercing. Shit, 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 I shit, I shit. This scared the others. He kept repeating it over and over. The nurses gave me a mean look and took him away, screeching in the halls how he shit himself. I knew this was one of the guys that was probably found painting the walls of his house with his own feces. I don't think anything about him other than how he was wired up. Crazy people are crazy, and yes, it was out of the ordinary, but not really when you consider the experiments these people went through. He never came back to the class after that. 6 months later, I was walking the halls and saw him again without a nurse. I figured he had gotten out. I asked him where he was supposed to be. Even though you know for a fact a crazy person isn't dangerous, you still need to make sure you just don't walk up to them and grab them. I knew this after years of getting attacked by them. I kept my distance and he didn't respond. He just mumbled. I listened to him and I could make out this. Mama? I killed Mama, Daddy. I killed him too. Jerry, he hurt me first. He had to die. But Sissy, why did I kill Sissy? My heart skipped a beat. I realized he was counting on his hands. When he got to his sister, it was like he was actually wondering why he killed her. I kept listening. Wife, you looked red. Why did you do that? Baby, your head was full of worms and gum. I had to let them out. I had to eat them so you would be safe. I wasn't sure how to handle the situation, but I was pretty sure the Mumbler was a guy who snapped and killed his whole family. It turned his brain into mush. I looked at him and he said, Harold, buddy, let's go see a nurse. He looked at me with black, beady eyes. His hand stopped moving because he stopped counting. My heart started racing. He looked at me and said, Why do I kill? When will the voices stop? Like I said before, the nurses always said, play along. Harold, what are the voices saying? God, I knew this was a loaded question. Kill. They always want me to kill. Kill people. They told me what we are all trapped, Bill. He grabbed his skin when he said trapped. This guy was being told we are trapped in our bodies, and when we die, we are released. I don't think he was trying to discuss philosophy with me. My heart started racing more. His hands went down to his sides. He had no weapon, but he could still attack me. I had to think on my feet how to distract him and get the nurse's attention without escalating the situation. Harold, let's tell the voices together to shut up I suggested. He nodded. Let's yell. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Together we screamed shut up for about 10 seconds. The nurse came running and took him and detained him. He immediately began struggling as they were so rough with him. He repeated shut up over and over and just screamed all over the place. The way they put him in a straitjacket and hauled him away into his room, he continued yelling, shut up, shut up. I obviously needed to write a statement for the incident. I let the doctors know what I did, and the head doctor praised me and said I handled that very well. Never ever approach a crazy person with the idea that they're going to be calm and collected. Just because they've been going through therapy, the doctor closed his door behind me and asked me to sit down. Do you know why he is here? He asked. Of course. I didn't, and I told him. He was normal, like you and I. But he came back from Vietnam. His mind never left the war. One day he just snapped and started screaming and killed his entire family. He looked at me and paused. I knew there was more. They found him, Bill, eating the brains of his child, his baby Bill. I looked wide-eyed at him and said, "What the fuck?" I said, "Remember how he talked about worms in his head of his baby?" He turned around and looked out the window. War is tragic. He is one of those people we can't help. We can't kill him, so he sits in the hospital, heavily sedated, counting the people he's killed. I'm not sure how he got out, but if he's ever unattended or given a weapon, I don't know what he'll do. He grabbed a pen off his desk and toyed with it for a bit. Billy. Sometimes I wonder if I'll end up like him. One day you're just a normal guy. The next guy you're some psychopath walking the halls of an insane asylum, decaying yourself and counting the people you've killed. Sometimes I wonder. He paused for a minute. If they're just better off dead. I looked at him strange. No, Doc. You and I are sane. I think there's more than just trauma at play. He's probably genetically unstable. You and I won't end up like that, and they are worth helping. I always felt like I needed to be the voice of a reason. Asylums were for the better. If nothing else just kept the crazies off the streets, he leaned in on his table and looked at me square in the eyes. Bill, the reason we keep people like this here isn't to help them. It's to study the brain and prevent others from becoming like that. He pointed off to his side of his table. To hit home to me, he was right. Only a few of us here actually cared about the truly insane ones. Vincent, it still makes me sick to think that the doctor thought that low of these people, a vet who went crazy, now shitting his pants every single day, and the doctor just saw him as a science experiment. What the hell? Hey guys, Mr. Horror here. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And in the comment section, drop a comment if you guys like these stories about this insane asylum. If not, I'll still be uploading other videos, but just give me your feedback on this.